Started with the live streaming, please. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Councillors, officers and community members who might be watching online or watching the live stream. We have Councillor Boglis, who's also online this evening, so welcome to you too, Councillor. My name is Councillor Christine O'Laris. I'm the Mayor of Darebin and I'm the Chairperson of tonight's Planning Committee. It's my pleasure to welcome you all, and I declare the meeting open at 6:31 p.m. The meeting is being live streamed. As I said, it will be made available on the council website as soon as possible after the meeting. There are no open reports to be discussed this evening, so there is one confidential item, and any discussions relating to the confidential item under Section 3.1 of the Local Government Act 2020 will require Council to move into camera pursuant to Section 66(2). So before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting tonight, the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. I want to recognise their continuing connection to land, to water and to culture, and to pay my respects to elders past and present. Welcome to all the councillors here this evening, to our executive leadership staff and other staff, municipal monitors who are also joining, or monitor, who's also joining this evening. Just a reminder, if anyone has any conflict of interest, you need to declare that conflict and the nature of that conflict. I can see you, I'll come back. I'll also just remind you that you also need to raise that conflict immediately prior to the item being considered. I note you have your hand up, Councillor Jelly, so... Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to declare that I have a general conflict of interest with item, I believe it's item 7. I haven't actually read the papers because of the confidentiality and the conflict. Yep. So if that should be correct. So I'll declare my conflict of interest at the time. Are there any agenda items that we're dealing with before we go into that item?
Yes, there's one.
Okay, so I'll declare it then and then step out of the meeting.
Okay,
thanks.
Thank you. Or 2 if you count the minutes. Just to reiterate, Council's health and safety responsibilities. Council does have a responsibility to everyone attending this meeting to make sure that people feel safe, and that's both physically and emotionally. I think just reminding everyone in attendance to be respectful and courteous to one another throughout the meeting, and make sure that you are silent except when you are asked to speak to the gallery. And finally, I do have the responsibility to manage the meeting, and so if there is any improper or disorderly conduct, I might direct that person to cease that conduct. So, confirmation of minutes from the previous meeting. Councillors, can I please have a mover for the adoption of the minutes of the planning meeting held on the 10th of February 2025? So that was the last meeting. Councillor Turi is moving that motion. Can I have a seconder? Councillor Sarkos. Can I put that to the vote? All in favour? That's passed unanimously. Thank you. Okay. So, councillors, I will be permitting questions of officers prior to the commencement of debate on the next item. We might just move straight to that. So this item is general planning information about scheduled VCAT applications. Could we get a motion? Is there a motion to come up on the screen? So does anyone have any questions around this item before we just... It's a pretty straightforward report. All good? Okay. So can we have a mover for the motion then? Thank you, Councillor Arturi. Seconder. Thank you, Councillor Sangster. All in favour? And that one's carried unanimously as well. All right. So now we have one confidential report to be considered this evening. So this one is a response to a Section 87A VCAT.
Mayor, sorry to interrupt you. Can I use this opportunity now to declare my conflict of interest and then step out of the room before you introduce the item? Is that okay?
Sure, if you want to do it in this part of the meeting or in the confidential part, it's up to you.
I should probably declare it now.
Okay.
So the nature of it's a general conflict of interest due to the location of the development being close to my current residence. So I will switch off my mic and step out of the room now. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. We'll let you know when we're done. So we'll just wait a moment then. Oh, well, actually, I'll continue with this bit. So this is a response to 87A VCAT amendment to the Northcote Plaza redevelopment. This item is designated confidential because it is a land use it is land use planning information, being information that, if prematurely released, is likely to encourage speculation in land values. Confidential meeting information being the records of meetings closed to the public under Section 66(2)A, and information prescribed by the regulations to be confidential for the purposes of this definition pursuant to Section 3(1)C, H and K of the Act. Okay, this is an amendment application relating to an existing planning permit for the redevelopment of Northcote Plaza. The applicant applied directly to VCAT. Through this proceeding, council officers, along with two other objector parties and the applicant, have undertaken a pair of compulsory conferences. The compulsory conference process is carried out in accordance with the VCAT Act 1998, which requires that a compulsory conference not be made public pursuant to Section 83(4) of that Act. So as such, these matters are going to be dealt with confidentially. So the officers will present to the committee a brief presentation of the item. But right now, we will close the meeting to the public in accordance with Section 66(2) of the Local Government Act to consider this item designated